playing with things. Okay, what am I doing? Did I just add myself? Mm-hmm. That's fun. And no, I don't want that. Hmm. Okay. What do I want to add myself? Beautiful. No. Hard to change it. Oh my gosh, that's invisible. That's how you do it. You just push the hide button. Chuckle and hide. Peekaboo. Alrighty, well, alright, this chair, I'm like trying to move the chair, but it doesn't have wheels. Like what? Maybe a little too much flower power going. It's actually in the middle of a Bruce Lipton webinar, and I started playing with my stuff. Alright, so how are you doing, guys? This is how we go live on StreamYard. It's good that we're practicing all by ourselves, taking our first little step into parrot insanity going on in the other room. I have no idea what's going on with those guys. I know that when I went to sleep, things were quiet, everything was good. I woke up, snow everywhere. Snow everywhere. It was fabulous. Okay, so let's see. How can I don't have an extra camera, slides and PDFs. That's not what I want to do. Do I want to share a video? If I want to share my screen, share the screen, see what happens. Uh-oh, allow. Select a tab to share. No, it's not the Chrome tab. It's a window. Let's do this. Share that. Oh, look at that. How much fun is this? Releasing a song. I was having trouble with with Spotify. Okay, how does this work? Oh, I know. Monitor. Make it louder. Everybody knows her name. So yeah, I was able to upload that onto Spotify today. It's very exciting. All of this self-reliance going on, man. Okay, stop sharing. Oh, look at that. Pushing buttons. My husband says I'm good at it. Okay, well, this is good. I wonder if I can invite myself in on another camera. Let's see. Let's try that. Let's send the link in a text to my. Oh, you know what? See if my friend Randall wants to come on. I just told him to come into my studio. So good. So bossy. Oh, somebody else is watching. Oh God, who's watching this? Frightening. So yeah, basically what's going on here now, whoever you are, is I'm trying to control my own studio. Yeah, without having to upgrade and pay StreamYard like $500 today. What a deal! Not what we're doing. Not yet. Maybe next week, but not today. Um, so I hope you're doing well out there. Let's see. I don't want to view it on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how to. Whoever you are, you want to comment? Let's see if I can find that. Want to help? Oh, let's see. We have messages in the chat, do we? I don't know what's going on here. I know what the guidelines are. I have my own guidelines. I'm being a little uppity on these drone videos. My comments, not very nice. Okay. Oh, Roger. Hi. Do I want to turn the sound up? No, I could actually speak a little louder. That would work, maybe. I do have my rig, but I don't have it um, hooked up into the StreamYard. Like, I really, literally have no idea what I'm doing. Isn't that fun? It's okay if you want to go bye bye. I get it. Here, I think I have to read your comments on my phone now because I think I have to read my like this is my theater voice. I must project. What? Now I'm yelling. Nobody asked you. Diva's wandering around. She was trying to destroy stuff the other night. She was helping me with my tax return. She chewed that up and the envelope, and I had to like put bad birdie, please accept. The dog ate my home. I put the bird ate my homework. I did. I put that, and the state of New York is going to get that. Hopefully, they won't reject my tax return. Why are you sending a tax return but at Christmas? I don't know. I thought I'd give the government a present. Maybe they'll send me my refund back for, I don't know, Valentine's Day, by which time it'll be time to be preparing this year. Last year, what? Taxes. Completely illegal operation. That's what I thought. Oh, okay. There you go. Do you want to come talk to me on the air? Oh my God. You want to be a guest on my test show? Oh my God. I'll send you a link on Facebook. Uh-oh. Somebody just sent me something. I don't know what. And John L. Walton sent me a YouTube video 10 minutes ago, but I don't. It's not what we're doing. Hey, Roger, where are you? Okay, so how do I do this? I have to take the StreamYard link. I need to text it to myself and then text it to you. This is fun. This is a fun life. Or something. Copy. Roger. There you go. There's a link in your Facebook. Oh no, now there's another person watching. Help. Oh, really? I'm not saying anything. I'm just mumbling. I'm supposed to talk louder, says Roger. I keep forgetting. Just talking to myself. Who's there? Speak. Announce yourself. Make a comment. Oh no. Now there are 4 people watching. Uh-oh. Here, I know what I can do. Okay, is that any better now? Can you guys hear me better? Is this mic functioning? Maybe that's what it is. Wow. This is a fun test. I was quiet. The mic was unplugged and then it didn't like that. And so I guess we've had 15 minutes of silence, which is probably lucky for you. Oh, man. Ah, boy, is this fun. All right, now wait. Come back. That's not what we're doing. Okay, Weston. Okay. Cool. Can you hear me right now? How you doing today, Weston? Clearly, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's so much fun. Okay, stop telling me how I'm supposed to behave on the chat. Okay, that's nice. Welcome. Yeah, guidelines. Oh, okay, good. So it's definitely is it this mic here? What happens when I walk over here? Is that bad? Like I don't know. Maybe my rig is hooked up. But if I turn the speakers on, I pretty sure it's gonna, I don't know. Oh, the speakers aren't working. Something must have canceled itself out. Well, clearly it recognizes that I have my fancy recording studio equipment uh, lit. Oh my gosh, you guys, you took my guinea pigs. And sorry, and thank you. And that was really probably not the nicest term. You still can't hear it. Oh man. I surrender. Now what's it doing? Is that working? Apology. How you? This is. Oh, you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, maybe it's just all lagging. I just turned the mic on and off and on and off and on and off. It's like ping pong, mic ping pong, power ping pong. Well, I hope you guys are having a good day. I mean, now now that I'm live, hope you guys are having a good day. Um, I wish I could figure out how to get somebody to come in the studio. Come on, Roger. Weston, you want to do it? My bird clearly, she's vying to get on camera again. She's nuts. But it's like the pot calling the kettle black, right? Um, yeah. Okay, so now maybe I need to upgrade my account. Invite. There's copy. Guests can stream this to their own destinations. That's interesting. Email, messenger. Oh, well, look at that. Sorry, you guys. Oh, come on. Skip. I don't want my encrypted. This is just nonsense. All right, maybe it'll come on. 222. Let's see. Come on. Roger. Okay, good. Yeah, it was all because I unplugged that thing. All right, so I'm trying to see if anybody's like around and wants to come on. But like, it's okay. It's just so rando, last minute weirdness. I'll send Ross Colthart a link. See if he comes on. Hey Ross, want to come on my show now? Oh my god, can you imagine? That would be hilarious. Okay, my emojis. Oh, cool! You just found my channel. That's good. That's cool. Yay! Yeah, like I want to make sure I can be independent. I love working with Grizzly. It's really cool. But the idea is to eventually move everything over so that it's self-contained and I'm running my own show with or without help. But he really was so kind and lovely to give me a nudge. It's like I was the lemming YouTuber who didn't want to jump off the cliff like all the rest of them, and then here comes Grizzly with a big old boot up my ass. Over I went. Here I am. How you doing? Oh. So I don't know. Weston, are we friends on Facebook? Oh, good. Yeah, it's good because my mic is right there next to me. My trusty steed. I didn't realize that when I had unplugged the mic and then I showed you around my apartment and the view out the window that you couldn't hear anything. But this is rookie stuff. This is rookie crap here from the professional entertainment business lady. Oh man. Oh, da 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 da. I wonder if Linda's around. Let's see. My daughter probably won't. Although that would kind of be fun. Right. Here, you guys can watch me text my family. No, you can't. You guys don't. You don't have to hang around if you don't want to. It's really okay. I mean, this is just like such a casual chat here. So I got a bunch of these, um, and I sent a couple out. Had a couple sales. That was good. I've got a new song coming out on the 31st called Hopium, and I just figured out how to put this little canvas, they call it, up on Spotify. All these things I'm learning how to do without having to ask a teenager. I tried to go on a panel once and didn't know what I was doing. Lee Aim. That's how I call myself, Lee Aim. Lee, when I get, I'm being Lee Aim again. Uh oh. No, you don't have to do anything. Just be you. Just be on a panel. I don't think the audience thought you were lame, is my guess. I think when we go on camera a lot, we get a little self conscious. Unless, of course, you're me, and then what filter? Is there? There's supposed to be a filter. Uh oh, the dog ate my filter. I don't know. I was also told that I probably shouldn't go on camera without kabuki, but I did it. Oh well. This is a test. In case of a real streamcast, I would put my kabuki on. You know, can't beat the Hollywood out of her, can you? Or the New York. It's so perplexing. Such ambiguity and just juxtaposition all wrapped into one. One. Claude Hooper Bukowski. I used to be able to sing that and memorize that, but now if I tried, I'd probably mangle it. So we're not doing that. But Hair was a fabulous film. and a good play. So was Godspell. I don't like those. Definitely dating myself right now. Uh-oh. Who's sending me messages? I don't think I want to open them right now. All right. Well, I don't think anybody's going to come on. Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I am on Facebook. You can find me. I actually have too many Facebook profiles. I have too many social media profiles. I've got too much. I really wish I could streamline all of it into something, just one thing. Of course, that'll probably be some other middleman that'll pop up. Like it's just to streamline, you actually get the middleman in there. It's weird. It's weird. Um, Not weird. It's middlemen pop up everywhere these days because everybody's got to leech something from someone. I do want to talk about my friend Eric Hecker. He seems to get a lot of either gets a lot of crap because I think he's misunderstood, or um, he and his narrative threaten majorly the narrative that's been thumped at us forever. He had a really, really, really good talk with my other friend, Greg Bornstein, on open loops. And I think the podcast is called Cosmic Clucking Chicken Shits. What the quote disclosure movement won't admit. And, I think globally, my takeaway was that every single person is being leached. You know, they leech your energy. They put you in situations. Society accepts it all, and on it goes day after day. And it's really kind of beyond disturbing. We don't know who we are, what we are. Consciousness is a mystery. It's just so not good. um, but I think Eric addresses very realistically and very directly what the issues are, and people kind of don't like that, and when you start listening to Dr. Stephen Greer, I know a lot of people don't like him, but personally I do. you know I don't think he's insisting that there aren't any bad actors in the galaxy. That's not what he's saying. He's saying and I would tend to agree that we as a species would have been obliterated a long time ago if the bad aliens that all the people want us to think are out there ready to get us, like, again, all people aren't happy or good. Some people are just walking around traumatized and broken and hurt people, right? Think about it. Hurt people. When I was a hurt person, I hurt people. My mouth, like the venom that spewed from my mouth. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, um, my volume dropped again. It's because my face isn't in the mic. Hold on. I will give the mic some slack. Is that better? Now I've got a big mic in my face. So yeah, okay. Hopefully, hi bird. Are you coming over here? Come here. You're just gonna. She's just gonna flap at me and bob her head and act like a bird. Yeah, so I feel like Eric Hecker has a lot of good things to say on his Open Loops podcast, Cosmic Clucking Chicken Shits, what the disclosure movement won't admit. That's what they were discussing. Could I type it in what you go by on Facebook? Oh, yeah. Uh Here, I'll do you one better. I think, unless I'm mistaken. Did I copy this properly? We'll find out, won't we? See if that works. Look at me making you work hard. I'm sorry. My bad. Terrible. I'll work on my manners and my focus a little better. Good luck with that. I don't know if I can lower this any. I might be able to. Um, mm, maybe this should go that way. Hi. Here, you can look at who's the woman behind the mic screen? Like the Wizard of Oz. No, I'm not. He was pathetic, scared, small minded, and I don't know what else. Bless his heart. Definitely Southern style. Bless his heart. Oops. That's not going to work either. No, no, no. That's not what we're doing. Let's do it this way. So many ways to get to Rome. Yeah. Hey, Birdie, want to come here? Come here. Stop banging that. Definitely do not eat my furniture. That's not what we're doing. That is not what we're doing. Oh, okay. I think I just got a friend request. Was that you? Initials DR. I don't want to say anything online because that's just rude. April 21st, 1956. Okay. Yeah, I know. Like, this is really like the most boring ever. Yeah. Hey, Bird. Trying to adjust this mic position is very not happening. How's that? Maybe that works. That way I don't have to have a big mic in my face. Was ist das? All right. Cool. Let's see how this works. Let's see if the doorbell rings. Oh my God, there are 22 comments. Now I see the comments. Look at this. All right, cool. So Weston's going to hop on, I think. Brave young man. Cool. Don't end the stream. Don't hit that button. That wouldn't be good. Are you regurgitating for me? This is not that kind of show. Ew. No, I'm not hungry. I already ate. Man, I did. Invite, stop cam, settings, present. Das ist nicht gut. Media assets. That's not, don't hit that. Do not play with those buttons. So this is what birds do when they love you a lot, which is why I'm completely ignoring her. I really don't need to encourage the behavior. Hmm. Oh my God. Really, Diva? Destroy my furniture and then tell me how much you love me. Parrots, I love you, but they can be so creepy. You creepy girl. Oh, I love you. As you can see, they're fully flighted, my birds. I don't clip them. And they have freedom, and I have destruction. So, yeah, so I don't know. It should tell me if there's somebody coming into the studio, I think. And it said that I'm allowed to have one guest at a time. So we'll see what happens. No, I don't want to upgrade. Not yet. That's not what we're doing. I said not this week. Maybe next week. Hi. Hi. I know. Can you? Okay. All right. I love you so much. You're a good bird. All right. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. Let me check my messages. This bird nonsense. Oh my God, what is this? An astrophotographer? UAPs and footage. This is what somebody just sent me this something. Basis 2024 Christmas, Duncan Davis, Far Above Space. Okay, well, I can post that in the comments, I think. Were you? Yeah, I watched that. Somebody just sent me this in my Facebook Messenger. Um, so yeah, Weston, I responded in the messages and I sent you a link to the studio. um, yeah, man, Dana Carvey and David Spade, they kept trying to make jokes. And they even said in their intro, it's like, yeah, man, we were trying to make jokes and sneak stuff in there, but then he would just go off on on go off on tangents, and I'm thinking, uh, they're not really tangents. They're actually very clearly thought out linear descriptions of what the is going on, you know? So like I would tend to agree, not everybody likes Dr. Michael Sala, but he really does have some guests on there who are very intriguing, who uh don't necessarily say, oh, it's all love and light and you've got to be love and light. That's not, yeah, you've got to keep your vibration high. But that has nothing to do with pimping love and light, because that's actually damaging when people take it and end up just all dopey in some love and light bubble, ignoring reality, like such as it is and has been projected by the collective. Mm, you know, but so the tangential was not really tangential. It was very linear. Um, and they really couldn't joke around, you know. I actually liked that very much. I wish I was big enough potatoes that Dr. Greer would come and talk to me. I don't know that he would, but at this point, anybody who will give him free reign to speak, I think it would be a good idea. Like the more channels he can hit, he wants that grassroots stuff to take off. Uh then you know fledgling streamcasts aren't necessarily a bad thing to do. Um, just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. So yeah, I enjoy Dr. Greer, and he's been putting updates out. I don't know. What do you? Yeah, is that what you're saying? Uh huh. Yeah, you sound like the government. You're making up words that make no sense. Ladies and gentlemen, the government. What do you have to say for yourself? What are the drones over New Jersey? Should we be nervous about the drones? Hmm? Should we talk about how we think that it's a combination of everything? It could be could be that they're trying to take the temperature to see how the population of the earth will react with these things. It could be that there were agreements signed with the off-planet non-human intelligence, and maybe the contract is up in 2030. Who knows what's going on? I've always thought, like with all the channelers popping up, that if for some reason the government is resistant to the idea of announcing non-human intelligence to the public at large, then they'll introduce themselves however they have to. And consciousness, that's how we're all in the same mind. So it's no surprise that people start channeling stuff. It's not like it's some new trick. Jane Roberts has been doing it. She's dead now, but she was doing it. The law of one, all of that stuff. So the idea that preparing humanity for the eventual Star Wars bar scenario on the corner of 79th and Amsterdam. So yeah, are there bad characters out in space? I'm sure there are, but there couldn't be any worse characters than we are, blowing up nukes and tearing holes and fiber of space. Like, what we do affects everything, not just us. What we do in the physical. Um, I read a book called Reality Transurfing. That was very long and tedious, and I'll have to listen to it again. Right now, I'm listening to The Kabbalion, being read by Mitch Horowitz. Oh, hey, dude, do you want to come in the studio? Come on, David. Come. Come say hello. Yeah, the bird wants you to come say hello. Yeah, what? Somebody, anybody. I loved watching Alex. Like where I came from was my mother's twat. No, where I came from a Bruce Lipton Zoom, where Bruce Lipton's nephew, Alex Lipton, son of David Lipton, who was on my live a couple weeks back, was speaking very eloquently. I can't wait to hear what this kid has to say. Who cares? You're not home, just iPhone. But yeah, you might be in a mall and maybe so that's not, I don't know. But I don't care if it's just your iPhone. What do I care? It couldn't be any worse than the last time. I'm kidding. David was apologetic last time because he said that his camera, he didn't like the camera quality. Like, yeah, that's all nice in Hollywood, but I'm more about the content is more important than the aesthetically pleasing visual to me. Clearly. How you doing? I could take my hat off. Don't do it. Yeah, don't take the hat off. She just told me not to take my hat off. Don't do it. Like, so I have no idea if somebody does come in the studio, how Grizzly said that the bell goes ding dong like it's a doorbell. I would have no idea. Vanity. Yeah, it's underrated. So I'm taking that Tony Horton crap every morning to see if I could build my muscles, get my biceps back, and drop a couple pounds like that weird blonde lady said. I'm also waiting for my Il Maquillage under eye, like, look at the difference before and after. Yeah. But that supposedly showed up last night or yesterday at 3:47 p.m. That's what it says. It's what it says in my here. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody did something with my stuff. Where's my stuff? I asked the doorman. I even texted Greg. I said, where is it? Oh yeah, this is here. This is what the bird did to my taxes. Isn't that nice? Bird. Isn't that fun? She's a fun gal. Huh? Ate my mom's book. At least she's got good taste. There you go. There's the confetti that was left behind. Because parrots are assholes. But you gotta love them, huh? Yeah. Oh my God. I'm glad I didn't swipe anymore because I was sending my daughter photos of what this. See? I told you. I got the whey protein. I didn't get the plant one. Vanity. I have two of them. My vanity pictures. Where's the photo that I sent my doorman saying that my delivery's here and then I didn't get it? Well, there's a photo of my bird's poop. We don't want to look at that. That's not. Yeah, poop. Not yours. Velcro's. I don't like the way it looks. Little Pooyee has a strange stool, so decided to order some antibiotics from Jed's Bird Supplies. Hopefully that'll clear her up, whatever's going on. Because I don't like it. I guess I'm going to have to find the photo in my texts because here. What does that say? It says delivered at 3:47 p.m. yesterday. So where's my under eye anti-puff stuff? Where is it? It's MIA. It is MIA. You're MIA. On my iPhone. Okay, come on. I'm on my iPhone. I'm not home. Did you run away? No laptop. That's okay. All right. Well, I don't know what else to babble about. Weston, come on, man. All right. See, like the people who would come on in a hot minute, I probably nobody I would want to talk to. That's really sad. I shouldn't say things like that. Where are you going? Oh, you want to go down there on the floor? Are you going away? You got some stuff to chew? Things to destroy? Yeah, places to go? People to see? Huh? What? What's going on there? What do you got? What do you got for me, huh? What are you doing? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. W.C. Fields, he always said, and he's right, right? You little upstaging feathered. Fly, 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 fly away. Go on. No, you don't want to fly? You do or you don't? Oh, no, nope, nope, nope. She's like Beaky Buzzard. Come on, you must get out of the nest. No, she was more Russian. That sounded more like Dracula. Come, my little baby. You must leave the nest. Go on. You must fly. Nope, 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 nope. That's how I was about doing this podcast. Everybody's like, you need to just do it. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not gonna. I could possibly do it. And here I am, testing my studio. Oh God! Now we've got 5 people watching. What's happening? The longer you stay on Facebook or on YouTube, where am I? Planet Earth 2024. Happy winter solstice from Hattaputta. Yep, my friend Eric Hecker, my buddy. Here he is in Alaska. I'm sure he's happy the days are getting longer. Why? What is this? Okay. I don't know what else to talk about. I could play you a really weird song. What do you think? Should we call it? Should we call Diva? What are you doing? Are you kissing everybody goodbye? What are you doing? You picking my nose? Picking your friend's nose? I thought they said you're not supposed to do that. You're breaking the rules, bird. You're breaking all the rules. On a one-horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! No? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my God. I'm definitely deleting this as soon as I end the stream. Oh, you can look at this. Greer said they were ours and disclosure was coming before Trump is in office about ETs. I sure hope so. Look at this. See, if people comment, then I can show how people make fun of me. This is my friend. Tells me I'm vain. Now he's calling me Mia. It's Leanne, David. Who's Mia? You cheating on me? I know that meant missing in action. I know what it meant. Just trying to be funny. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Something's amiss. So, yeah. What else? I really appreciate you guys. That was from the beginning. For helping me with my tech and learning all this stuff. I think I'm going to give it a whirl on next week sometime to talk to my friends Lala and Bob. I want to talk to them together, and I also want to talk to them separately. My friend Clive, Christopher, he's got a cold, so he can't talk to me yet, but we're going to circle back and we're going to talk about stuff. which is cool. Um, and yeah, like just do your best to stay happy in your right now, because that's kind of all there is. And I suppose if we keep staying happy in all right nows, then after they accumulate, that means we've been happy for a pretty long time. And it's a good thing to choose, especially with the kookiness going on. Right? Right, Diva? I think so. Yeah, kitty? Are you calling a kitty? Yeah. I'm a cat free household. Oh, look. Look at that.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, cool.
What?
All right.
I
I'll
am.
put my face right up on the mic. That way you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you good, honey.
Where are you at, babe?
I'm just coming out. I just had a nice lox and bagel,
Ooh.
lox, couple of bagels for home,
Yeah.
and uh, and I was having a heck of a time trying to get to you, and I finally figured it out.
Yeah, but that's good. We like that.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna get.
wow. Hi, Aaron. How you doing? Yeah, my friend Aaron Fowler decided to join. How long you want to stay? It's all right. All right. Well, yeah, look at that. I liked your half face.
Who?
You had a half a face just now because your hoodie was doing weird stuff. Your
Whenever
kid
I.
was off the hook, man. He's so good.
Yeah, he's really good.
His energy was great. He's got no problem presenting. He seems super friendly, super happy. His vibe is like very radiant. He knows what he's talking about. The confidence level. I'm so excited to hear what he brings to us all. Seriously.
Yeah, yeah. He he has his own YouTube channel, but he does a lot of Bruce's YouTube videos. So he's sometimes he's in the video too, and uh, but behind the scene
Yeah,
he's
well,
making it.
he's good at what he does.
Hell yeah!
Let me get my earphone. I just realized that I hear you and it was quiet because it's coming through these headphones. Now I look like a professional.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
oh dear God. Wow.
hey,
Do you
yeah. Were you able to get to or at the beginning, right?
yeah.
But when and then when Bruce started talking, his journey to South America is pretty good, right?
Yes, 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 yes. And I think all the people down there were very grateful for his information. You
Yeah,
know, I keep saying that there's got to be a way, like Bruce has been explaining this for such a long time. And they say, Joe Dispenza says, if you can explain it to a kindergartner in reduced terms to the point where they can understand it, that means you really have a grasp. So, like, how Bruce, I'm sure, could reduce this to kindergarten level.
oh
And
yeah, oh
well,
yeah.
so like where's the school? Why don't we have a school that teaches alternate reality teaching along with the required nonsense, but maybe use the required nonsense against what's the actual truth to get the kids to sort of be able to toggle between the two and then some come up with some kind of way of discernment, from the
In
inside.
you talking about in the states?
Uh, I'm talking
You know.
about in my mind, in my imagination. Look, everything starts in the imagination. Like
Oh yeah,
all right. So I say it in my song. All the smart people who are physicists who speak number languages that make my head want to explode. I can't. I
yeah,
understand
yeah.
everything they're saying. Like if I can understand what Nassim Harriman says through,
Right.
right, even when he's talking his the proton and then the neutron and then there are millions of protons and the cells and the equation for this is the mc squared to the thing, and like I don't understand the jibba jabba, but I understand in my solar plexus exactly what he's saying. So you don't really
Yeah,
need to be formally educated to understand and know when something is correct
and
or
and he has the great talent knack of being able to explain it to people like us, lay people, I guess, and
But
not being able to understand it.
and also not being redundant,
Yeah,
because once you've grasped it, they allow you to take it to the next whatever and go with you. So it's just a matter of linear time, I think.
yeah. It's like uh, went on when you go to look at Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It says he's a pseudoscientist, and thing like that. And we had a lawyer trying to change that around, and they've forget about it. And he's always got to stay right under the level of the medical society, so he doesn't cross over. There was
Yeah.
a
At what point does the medical society sit down? Is it ever? I mean, at what point do all of these basically it's a sick care system like that guy, Dr. Livinggood, says when you don't have the YouTube without the commercials, you have to hear all this nonsense, which some of it really isn't nonsense,
yes,
you know. Um,
yes.
and I think when you were on the show, I think I've told you that I was out to dinner um with somebody, and her dentist from when she was little waltzed in with his family, and there was a big oh la, 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 and they asked me, who are you, and I said my name, and then the back and forth, and then I started talking about Bruce Lipton. First thing this old geese does is pull out his cell phone, go directly to wiki pseudo truth,
he's
right?
touched he's touched a lot of people.
Well, but because the people who are just like in the book that I'm listening to, The Kabbalion, which is the Hermetic Principles being read by Mitch Horowitz, okay? Like
Okay,
that information, you can hear about that book and then not go get it, but it's true. It's like the information you're ready to receive will show up. You
right.
So when I hear people talking about the book Reality Transurfing, it's not an accident that it's introduced through the ethers via a YouTube video or something that I'll hear a conversation with my big ears on the street and then go right away and look. Or if I'm listening to a talk and there's a guest who mentions certain books or research that they've done, I'll go look as I'm listening because I'll forget if I don't do it right now. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But
I gotta
suffice
put
it
my
to say,
I gotta put my glasses on. It's too bright in here.
I'm sorry. I'll tune down my shininess.
No, it's mine. I'm sitting in a car with the sun blaring on.
Sorry.
Oh no, don't you apologize. I'm just making a statement. No
You
apology.
can make as many statements as you like, Mr. Dick.
Yay!
Let's see if
Yay!
let's see if your brother tries to call you while you're on air with me again.
That'd be fun.
That would
That'd
be
be
fun.
fun.
It's like, dude, what are you doing? Every time I'm on the camera with her, you keep trying to call me. What is your problem?
Because we are loving brothers.
That's it. No, you guys actually are very loving brothers. All of the stories you've told me, and just even the vibe I picked up watching you together at the little church for the big event, it was really good.
Right? Right?
I was
Yeah.
definitely drawn to the both of you, and thank you so
Yeah.
much for befriending me. That makes me so happy. I so appreciate
Yay!
you. I appreciate your friendship very much.
Yeah, I'm glad we connected in New York.
Yeah, me too.
Nice. Very nice.
We can thank Alan Steinfeld for that. New
Right?
realities. Yeah.
Right?
That's somebody who's been at it for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's seen and heard stuff just a little bit,
Right?
you know.
Right? He was where where do we see after the conference in New York, we went up on Sunday in Wuckabuck, New York, a real fancy house property, and hung out with him, and we walked around this yard and had a nice time walking with him. Nice talks.
I'm sure he's a good guy. He's a good
Oh
guy.
yeah. Yeah. Yes.
He's got a really big heart. And
Yes.
yeah, I met him through the Portal to Ascension website. that I used to go and listen to a lot of those conferences that they held. Neil Gore has been an absolute pioneer in creating a literal portal to information. There are so many talks and conferences loaded. Like, I don't even know. He must have a petabyte's worth of stuff up at this point.
Right. Right.
Like,
Um,
ridiculously.
I only knew about him, and I just well, that was the first time I met him at New York.
Well, I met him because he offered 2 classes through Portal to Ascension for remote viewing. Like, the first round was interesting, and then when he offered up a second round, I attended. Um, and both times, my mom was still living, and the time that they had class was always the time that I was feeding her dinner. So I would have my cell phone or my
Right.
laptop in her room, and I'd be feeding her dinner, and she would throw down. I would ask her, what do you think? I said, just close your mind, or open your mind rather. And just because her veil was so thin, that I thought it would be really
Yeah.
be interesting to see what she had to say. So the target turned out to be Hammurabi's code. Okay. And she
Yeah.
said something to the effect of, the two are intertwined yet separate at the same time, or something like that. And when I told, because Alan would give us time and then we'd all come back with our answers. And when my mom's
Right.
answer came back, he just kind of went, wow, Leanne's mom won that round.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So,
Nice. Nice.
I think
Yeah.
society has real strange ideas about old people and their hallucinations. We've so misunderstood it, and they actually asked me, her doctors would ask if I wanted drugs to make her stop hallucinating, and I said, well, they don't. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? No, like, I don't. That's a natural progression. And honestly, maybe if you listen to what they're saying and accepted that there are other dimensions existing at the same time and space as you are in a different frequency, that perhaps, she's tuning into other time and space right now, that's
Yes.
simultaneously, and your either inability to grasp it, or abject refusal to include that, makes
Yeah.
you a very sick business. OAMAU. Bye.
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
her off all her Parkinson's drugs. It didn't do anything. It made her crazy, and it didn't fix the shakes.
Yeah.
You know what fixed the shakes?
What?
The freaking gummies, dude.
I, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, every time within minutes she would stop shaking. So I got a bunch of CBD. Uh,
Right.
I think it was like some kind of purple strain. I got a pound of it, and I had it mailed here, and I would just bake for her. I still have
No.
baked goods that's in the freezer from that.
How would it come? How would you get it?
Through the mail. My
No.
friend,
What is it? What gummies you said?
no, I got a pound of
How?
actual of weed that was
Oh.
CBD.
Okay.
Yeah, they sent it over here. I got a pound. My friend had invested in somebody's farm, and they were
Right.
growing, right. So he just was like, no, 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 no. It's somebody I grew up with. Somebody actually who I got high for the first time when he was little, when we were both little or younger, little. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
that, I think it was Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies. Like, we should have bought stock in that shit. The amount of the amount of Entenmann's we went through in the right upstate. God,
Yeah.
get
There you
high,
go.
get the cookies. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I got some CBD weed, and when I smoked it, it helped my with my pain.
I'm sure it did. My mom couldn't smoke, although I did
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I would give her shotguns every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'd roll a joint of the CBD and I'd blow it, and she'd try to inhale it. Poor thing. She was not,
Yeah.
these people from 1923, if you're not a smoker, she was so very sensitive too, she was a drinker. She liked her martinis and she liked her Manhattans, but she did it backwards. She would always she would always insist that it had to be Noyi Pratt, NOILLY Pratt, PRAT brand. She would get
Okay.
the dry vermouth and the sweet vermouth. And her martinis and Manhattans were mostly vermouth. And then, yeah, she was a sissy, man.
Really?
It was bad.
Usually it's the opposite. Total
Exactly.
opposite.
Right. So, like when we would go to regular old restaurants and she would order and she would very carefully explain to waiters, and then they'd bring back this glass and she would automatically get the waiter to come back over, ask for another shot of vermouth and a glass of ice cubes.
Well, that
Yeah,
stands out.
it
That
does.
stands
It
out.
definitely does. Well, she stood out. She was very erudite. She was very proper, and she was very
Nice.
unique. Um, and
Nice.
I've said this on air before. James Dean called her an erudite bitch at a party once and stalked off. And then she said, "I don't understand. I don't know why anybody would consider me so erudite. Just even though she." And then I'd speak like, "I don't speak like that." Yes, you do. Yeah, you do, lady. Oh my God. So
There you
there
go.
you go.
There
Exactly.
you
There
go.
you go. The
There
woman
you
who
go.
bidets happen in Putnam Valley. There's still a house with the bidets upstairs and downstairs in Putnam Valley that my mom
Yeah.
built.
Yeah. I have good memories growing up in Westchester. I grew up in Pleasantville, New York.
Well, so how many times do you think we crisscrossed at Jefferson Lanes?
Oh, well, too many to imagine because I commuted through there.
Right? The
I,
Baldwin Mall, the mall, like right off Route 6,
yes,
Shrub Oak.
yes. I would go to Route 6, take the Taconic South to Sawmill to the Eastview Service Center.
Oh
That's
my
where.
God. Well, where's the Eastview Service Center? I get on the
You go down to where the circle where it used to be. And then you take the Sawmill Parkway south, like was it one exit? I think one exit.
only one. Okay, so it's right there. It's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's where I learned how to climb poles over there.
Yeah,
Yikes!
so you showed me that. Okay, so this guy, oh my God, you only do it once, he says. There's that video of a guy who's like up on a cherry picker thing and he opens the box and then he closes it, but then accidentally opens it again, grabs the cord, and you see like the smoke and the like, oh my God.
I've had that happen to me. Uh,
13,000 volts, huh?
yeah, yeah. It's not an explosion.
No,
You're
it's
not
a
seeing an
current.
explosion. You're seeing the break when you pull the plug on a vacuum cleaner in your house. You're breaking the load of the vacuum cleaner. You make a little spark at the outlet. So when you pull the plug on 50 houses or or 200 houses,
I don't know why I'm
the
laughing.
spark gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So in the spark you saw, you could even see the guy. That's how the big the area
Bad.
was.
How many houses do you think he unplugged? How many houses worth of electricity went coursing through that guy's body?
Could be a half a town.
Oh, at the time New York went through me. What? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, I didn't go through them. Oh,
Imagine. No, that's not.
no,
It's bad,
no,
bad, bad.
no.
Do you think his hair was really curly? Does that happen? Does hair
No,
actually
you
curl?
feel the heat from the flash. Your eyes instantly close. I always wore glasses anyway, but you feel the heat from the explosion because you're so close to it. But it's just a big arc, a giant arc. That's being a lineman. That's I guess why I got paid the big bucks. That I did that 36 years, and the last the first 30 years, I worked with other guys, crews. We all went out together. The last 6 years, I became a troubleshooter to where I went out alone. I went out. So if you're home and your lights go out or heck, spark, there's a problem at your house, you call and they send me. If the town goes out, they send me. I do it all alone. So I do
No
stuff.
pressure or anything.
Yeah, no, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, working by myself, and a couple of times I'd have an incident like that, kind of flash like that, and nothing happens to you. You can like, okay, and nobody ever comes out to ask me if I'm okay. Bastards.
What? Like,
I'm
okay,
all alone. I'm all alone.
That's yeah. You would think by now. Do you think troubleshooters have some kind of communication? Like there were no cell phones back then, right?
Oh no, no, no! I carry
There.
two. I carry two cell phones: my company phone and my own personal phone.
Look at me talking about it like it's back in the Stone Age, way
Yeah,
back
right.
when
Yeah, and
there's
that
no
was those
phone.
were the Nextels, point to points.
The ones that opened
Old
the
flip phone that had the point to point.
Motorola.
Yeah,
Those brick
Motorola.
brick phones that you could kill someone with.
Yeah, I carry two of them because, I didn't trust any. I'm out there by myself. I'm all all alone. I got to cover my ass every which way. You know, but a lot of exciting stories. Maybe someday I'll share some of them.
Well, like, is your family waiting for bagels right now?
No, they're on the keto diets and everything, so I'm on my own.
Oh, so you're the only one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
wait. So now your brother, like, I love how we're like talking about your family on my streamcast, but there was some kind of a water detox, an 11-day long. What? How did that
Well,
go?
he came back from Europe, and let's see, came back from Europe. I went out and hang out with him for a couple of days, and then he went to South America to do all his lectures all around there. And when he came back, he flew right back to L.A. and he got a ride to Topanga Canyon where they did 11-day fasting cleanse or water cleanse, and very intense, and IV infusions, and just a 11-day crash course on making your body healthy.
And
Okay.
how did he and your son feel when they came out of it? Were they
Alex loved it. He thought it was great. He thought it was great. Bruce, on the other hand, he was angry right up to the point where he started to eat again.
Oh my God, he was Uncle Hangry. Oh
Yeah,
my
he wasn't happy that he wasn't eating, but he was doing what he had to do.
well,
But he
his
could have
wife
taken a better
raised
attitude.
well, he could have left, but he didn't do it. So he stuck through it. So that's good.
He couldn't leave. He couldn't leave. His wife was there. They were all committed. He was a captured audience. But, it's like being forced to do something healthy. Sometimes it's not that easy.
Yeah, kind of like when my husband finally, after 3 years of me explaining why Joe Dispenza was a really good idea for him.
Right, right, right,
Yeah, now it took a 70% blocked widowmaker heart attack to make him pay attention.
right.
So
It
that
it takes good fortitude. You know.
it does. It takes good for, but it also, to give people credit,
Yes.
society is so I'll go back to the programming, and even your parents like did things a certain way, and like I know in my life when I realized what my mom was doing wasn't necessarily good, there was a sense of not being loyal to her, like I was cheating on her by doing things differently from her. And then there
Right.
was right, and then feeling like a little not confident because now you're straying away from the way we do things.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's very courageous to do that, whether it's a little tiny step away or a giant step away, like
Yeah.
people who leave the Hasidic community. That's
Yeah.
super scary when women particularly decide they're going to do that. There's a whole TV series about that on Netflix. Oh my God.
Right. Right.
So like the programming and the ways that we have to shed are thick, and there's a lot of emotion that goes along with that sometimes, and it's not necessarily the most coherent stuff going on, which, if you're really brave, then you become aware of that and start looking at that and getting rid of what you don't need there. But
Right.
right, so it
Right.
just
Yes.
domino effect.
And the understanding that we're changing, working hard, getting away from processed foods.
Well,
Even though sometimes you haven't had it in a long time, like they did a colonic cleanse, something, and it was totally detox his body of everything in that aspect of it. But no, it takes like I said, fortitude to correct things.
It definitely does. Fortitude and bravery, you know?
Yes.
Takes a lot of
Yeah.
courage. I think the courage comes before the fortitude because the fortitude is what gets you from the beginning to the end without quitting, whether Margaret's there watching or not.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I
Yeah.
love watching them hang. I go up and I hang out with them. I love her, my sister Margaret, and they're so wonderful people, and just hanging with them. And she does the whole business aspect of of their company.
Hi, Denise. Sorry.
So yeah, it's a family affair. Margaret's the business agent. Bruce is the guy that got to work. He doesn't get a very good salary though. He don't make any money. They don't give him any money for what he does on the books anyway. But
You know, but isn't that the way you're supposed to do it? Like have a corporate entity that like
yeah,
spends all the money and buys all the dinners, and then you're supposed to make crappy money and not pay a lot of taxes. But the
yeah,
corporation that you have does all that for you, right?
it's
Look,
maneuvering, get the right legal and
and
benefits that you can
accounting
get out of it.
listen, Vanilla Dick, the guy I always talk about in Detroit, he's constantly telling me how the government lays it very, very clearly out in excruciating specificity in long, long, long documents that are really kind of like soul crushing to read. But they don't want your money. They don't want your money. They do, but they don't. Like, so if you set up your situation or you set up your personal situation to be a business somehow,
LLC, right?
right, then you're in the 1%. But like they always tell you, well, if you're not making X amount of money, it's not worth incorporating this, that, and the other. I still haven't, I talk a big talk right now. I haven't done any of that. I'm still, I mean, right now, to be
It's
perfectly brutally honest, I'm on Snap. Like,
yeah,
I'm on public assistance right now. But
it's
that's
it's
it's a temporary thing. So I'm
and
not.
it's very calculating to get to the status of using that. I guess, right? Wouldn't you think?
Something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know when things go south, I've proven to myself that I can take care of myself. It's nice to have a tribe and it's nice to have support from family. But if they're there and
Absolutely.
seemingly just completely disconnected, that's okay because my brain still works and I can still function and I can take care of myself. So
Amen.
there you go.
How
And
come we
so
don't?
happy.
How come we don't say, "Hey, women"? Amen.
Patriarchal motherfuckers. Oh,
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
see, I'm not on Grizzly's channel now, so I can say whatever I want. And if I want to sound completely illiterate and say the F word all day long, I can do that.
Yay.
But I won't.
Yay.
I am articulate, I am literate, and I speak fluent French and English, a little Spanish, and my brain functions. Last time I checked, so does my my system. But maybe a cleanse, maybe a water cleanse wouldn't be a bad thing. I
Yeah.
don't think I would do it here without the IVs though, because I'm sure there are certain things that were going into the intravenously, into the body intravenously that were necessary to not just sort of keel over. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I get IV infusions every 3 months.
Oh, is it a quarterly thing?
Uh,
Yeah, every
well,
quarter.
I go up to LA to Dr. Patricia, who is good friend of my brother,
Hmm.
and I go get vitamin IV infusions, a shot of B12, and feels good. I feel, I'm going to take care of my health.
You know, no one else is gonna, unless they have to and they love you very much and you can't for yourself anymore. But hopefully, we're a very long time away from that.
Yeah, right. I was saying like, oh, I'm eating healthy now every hour. So I stop on the way home. I'm hungry. Grab a quick Carl's Jr. And I come home. My son chews me out. You don't eat healthy. I said, I know, but I needed my fix.
Oh,
A
there you go.
quickie.
See, every once in a while, I don't know. I think if I ate a Carl's Jr. burger, I might. I don't know if my body would reject it or not at this point. Like I eat so clean. I
Oh,
literally, I'll take kale out of the refrigerator and wash it with water, and sometimes, depending on how much dirt is on there, I'll put a little bit of grapefruit seed extract in the water just so soak it because I don't need big gulpy things. No, it's you're laughing, but I got an email from Whole Paycheck saying that they were recalling carrots because they
yeah.
found E. coli
Oh,
in the
there,
carrots at
there's
Whole
all sort.
Paycheck.
There's all sorts of things going on in our food supply right now.
Well, sadly, my little bird, uh, one of them, these guys don't like carrots, but the little one does, and I think she may have gotten a bad one. So I'm waiting for the antibiotics today. So it's
Okay. Okay.
these birds can live with E. coli a little longer than humans. Hi, Anthony.
Hey.
Call on a lot of things. Yeah, there are. Yep. Oh, good. You guys are so nice to come hang out. Like, I'm glad David came on. I'm learning how to work this StreamYard thing on the off chance I decide to go live, like not Monday at 5:30. Because Grizzly's busy. And like I said at the beginning of this, the whole idea for me going live on Mondays was to what did he call? Slingshot. I'm here to slingshot you. I'm a slingshot you. I'm
There
like,
you go.
okay. So he
There
gave
you
me
go.
that little kick I needed to get on, and now today, for whatever reason, I got that wild hair in my posterior as I was watching your brother, and then Spotify wasn't working. I admittedly toward the end when the guests started coming on, that's when
Right.
my attention started going a little elsewhere. Um,
Okay.
no,
Hmm.
I really love listening to Alex. It's like, but after
Uh,
Alex today, there was really nothing more that could have been any better.
yeah. This today was his debut.
He's so good. He's
I'm
so
glad you
good.
got his. I'm glad you got his debut. He loves the magnets you gave me.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah.
Well, if
Oh
he
yeah.
ever wants to come talk to me, he's welcome if he wants to get practicing or whatever. Although it doesn't seem like he needs much practice or much more.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, he
uh,
doesn't need. He doesn't need practice. I'll.
well,
I'll.
if he
I'll.
wants, if he would like another, what's the word, platform on which to speak his mind, he is more than welcome to come talk to me anytime. We can go live, we can pre-record, we can do whatever he wants.
I will work
He
on
has
that for
to
you.
have it.
Yay.
And if it's not, if he does, look, there's never any pressure,
Of course not.
never any pressure, and
No.
never any, what's the word, expectation. The only expectation I have is that things are fun. That's the end of that. So, you know, fun. Better to be having fun. And if you're not having fun, try to think of something that makes you feel better. And then whatever it is you're doing might not be so crappy.
That was honey bunch. Got to pick up chopped meat.
Oh, yeah? What kind of chop
Yeah.
meat does she want?
Uh, I guess I'm making hamburgers. 80% lean.
Nice.
I
I just,
barbecue. Charcoal barbecue. I am.
nice. No, well, that's good. That's good. The char is good for you, they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I
Um,
never got into. I never got into gas barbecues. Alex, meanwhile, he he bought a smoker,
oh,
a huge smoker,
okay.
the professional giant thing. And when he gets into cooking, I am so lucky. I got two good cooks.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I know how to cook. I can cook bougie stuff and I can cook ratchet stuff. I cook whatever my mouth wants. But like I said lately,
Yeah.
it's pretty been like clean-ish stuff. Actually, I did when I went to Whole Foods yesterday, I got a bunch of purple sweet potatoes that are purple flesh, the Stokes ones. Like Stokes,
Right.
I think that's the brand, but like I love to air fry those with a little bit of peanut oil and some salt. I do orange and I do regular potatoes and the purple ones, like not all at the same time. I
Right.
um, so I do that. And yesterday I just had a taste for some Italian wedding soup again, probably because it's cold and it was snowing. So I got some chicken
What's that?
sweet Italian. Oh, okay. I took some chicken breasts and I made my stock chicken. And then I took a medium sized onion, 3 carrots without E. coli on them, some celery, and I sauteed that in some olive oil and added a little salt and pepper and garlic and whatever. And that just sort of went. And then you put a little quarter cup of white wine, dry white wine in there, add it to
Uh-huh.
your chicken broth.
Yeah.
But while that's doing whatever it's doing, you've got the meatballs cooking. And the meatballs, really easy to make. I got a pound of ground chicken from Trader Joe's. I used 2 Italian spicy pork sausages, 2 sweet Italian pork sausages, and 2 sweet Italian chicken sausages, half a cup of um, breadcrumbs, a little bit of milk, a bunch of Parmesan cheese, couple chopped garlic cloves, salt, pepper, basil, oregano. You can see me thinking like what I was doing.
It's
Stop
is
upstairs.
it a, is it soup or a sauce?
No, it's soup. So you got the soup cooking, and then you make these meatballs out of what I just said, and you cook them,
Yeah.
and then you put them in the soup, and they drop to the bottom, and then you boil it.
Ah,
You bring it to a boil, and they all start floating to the top. All right, and
nice.
I put 2 eggs in. I don't put 1 egg. Um,
N-
and they're
Nice.
really nice and light, and these are particularly spicy. So when you put them in the broth to cook, it makes the broth really spicy too. So now I've got some spicy Italian meatball wedding soup for nobody getting married, but I'm gonna get food. So, mwah, really good, really easy to make.
Nice.
Yeah. So now I've got
Nice.
that for a couple of days. Cold weather.
What's your special the best thing that you cook, you think? Your
Oh my
specialty?
gosh. I remember one time I made my in-laws a coq au vin dinner for 2 and brought it up to their house for their anniversary dinner, some candles and some stuff. I love baking. I make a good tiramisu. I make my
Uh
lady fingers from
uh
scratch. Yeah,
you're
I
ki-
make a really good
you're
chocolate babka. I make good brioche. I make good chocolate souffle. I make everything. I love cooking. I love creating. I do. It doesn't matter if it's music or food. It don't matter. He's probably getting another phone call. His brother's probably interrupting this time. God, that Bruce Lipton, so annoying. Keeps calling in every time I try to talk to his brother. Pot roast? Come on over, Denise. Or maybe I'll be over there. You never know. Don't tempt me. You know? Gosh. But yeah, I try to remember to eat a little bit every few hours. I actually lose a lot more weight a lot faster when I'm in trying to shed weight modality. Did you get another call?
yeah.
Was that your brother trying to horn in on
Yeah.
my video again? I knew it.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? It's his brother trying to figure out how to hack into this video.
Dr. Bruce Lipton, the pseudoscientist.
Right?
Yeah.
Interrupting again. How dare.
Right?
Doesn't he know who I am?
Yes, I've told you. I've told him about you.
Uh-oh.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
That's what I say.
I just realized my phone was sitting in the sun.
Is it hot? Well, you're in LA, so like the sun
Yeah.
beating on your phone. I've done that. Left my phone on the dashboard and had it tell me it needs to cool off before it's going to do anything I'd like it to do.
Yeah. Yes. Burst in flames.
Yeah, right. Aside from explode. No.
Right.
No,
Right.
some
Right.
days,
Right.
some days I wish all cell phones would just explode and go away. I don't know. I don't know if it really is better for all of us to have these things.
Oh wait, here's another spot I could put it in. Maybe.
Uh-oh. What flavor is that
There we
dingleberry?
go.
You have an air freshener in your car?
Yeah, from the Super Car Wash.
What flavor?
No mess, no stress. Car wash.
Okay.
Floral.
Floral. Fake floral. Oh, we have
Floral.
fake news, fake floral. It's fabulous.
Oh my God.
Well, do you
Ever.
want to go? You can go. You don't have to be a
No,
captain.
no, I'm
Good?
I'm comfortable. Good. Hanging. I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Villain, not like a villain. So tell me about the drones. You live by Camp Pendleton. Tell me what you saw with your eyes. Tell me
Just
what
one.
you saw. Just one?
Just one. Because I don't want to hang outside at nighttime and waiting for them to show up. So I mean, just my dogs go out in my little backyard doing their business, and I'll go and look up. And I'm like uh, I'm like 3 miles from the back door of Camp Pendleton, which is the largest marine base in the United States. And they had a helicopter crash over here yesterday on the
Oh
coast,
God.
but nobody got hurt. Thank goodness, nobody got hurt. But Alex had bought a drone to do his video stuff, and he took the FAA test,
Mm.
and he's licensed to use it. And the restrictions are he can only go up like 200 feet in this area, and he can't. There's so many places he can't use it because it's restricted, especially in our area. And so it's funny what's happening in New Jersey is, they're saying there it can't be regular people because the FAA, knows all the serial numbers and well,
They're all
it's
registered, and even if they're not registered, then that's all the more reason if they are drones, unless they're holographically projected drones and they're not actually physical anything. It's like I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if people know how to tell the difference between holograms and actual things because they're so busy.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that.
Some,
Sounds like 9/11, a hologram up there.
it's crazy.
Yeah. That's a rabbit hole. There's a lot of rabbit holes in our in our realm, aren't there?
Too
Isn't it?
many, way too many rabbit holes. I think I think that we've all been served a big bunghole. Forget rabbit holes.
Dumbing
Yeah,
down of America, honey.
well, idiocracy, 1984 mixed with it. It's like I think we've got hybridized. We've got Idi 84.
Right?
Right,
Yeah. Oh my.
bureaucracy. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Uh,
That's why I just stay happy making my music and like trying not to fight with apps like who won't accept my videos for whatever reason. I don't know. Whatever. I tried
I
it.
I got a funny story to tell you.
Oh, good.
When I was a lineman and I worked with crews, so I was working with my partner. It was the day after Thanksgiving,
Oh, that's
and I was working on Boston Post Road in Mamaroneck. In front of this big church, and across the street is the Mamaroneck Diner. Now I'm up in the air. It's routine work. You don't want to be there, and so I have live wires, I have dead wires, doing regular work. And as I'm working there, I look over and I could see people sitting in the diner having their breakfast, watching me. So I yelled down to my partner, "Watch the people in the diner. What are you gonna watch the people in the diner?" So knowing that they're watching me, I take off my heavy-duty protective rubber gloves, and I grab spit in my hands, and I grab two dead wires like that, and I fell over the edge of the bucket. And they jumped up, they wrecked their table, come running outside. Meanwhile, I got my gloves back on, I'm working. I'm like, what? You're watching me? So that was an awareness check.
You are terrible.
My partner
Wow.
was rolling. My partner was rolling on the ground. He had it. He thought it was great.
Wow. It was the Con Ed War of the Worlds. Like, make
Yeah,
everybody jump. Good for
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah. That
So,
was
do
a
you do
funny
prank,
thing.
do you do pranks on your family too, or you find it part of the
I
set?
I
Or
used I used to, but they annoy me. I mean, I annoy them when I do that.
gee, I wonder what could possibly be annoying about that.
All right. It's
What
all fun, all in a day's work.
until it's not until your wife like kicks you
Yeah,
out, makes you
yeah.
sleep in the
It's like
doghouse.
it's like one day I'm getting ready to go to work and everything, and it's like they call me up. It's a beautiful Saturday. They call me up. You want to come in? Sure. I don't even ask them what it is. You want to come in? Sure. So I start getting ready to go to work, And where are you going? Are you meeting somebody? It's a beautiful day. Nothing could happen like that. I said, whoa, wait a second. I could get killed today. There's no way to send me to work. You know, and to make her understand, like some days it's really nice. Some days, I don't come home for like 3, 4 days sometimes. And then, but that's why it was one of the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world.
You know, it's nothing I want to mess with.
No,
I'll mess with plumbing, but I won't mess with electricity.
yeah. I I meet too many people that have a clue, and that's scary. That's scary. Even guys I work with, I always tell everybody I was afraid of electricity. And they said, well, how could you do what you did? I said, it made me more careful.
Right.
I,
It's like the ocean. You have to have great
yeah,
respect for it. It's big
yeah.
and it can kill you.
Respect something you don't know if it's alive or not. So
Well,
you can't see it, right? And then, um,
not
uh,
you can't see it until the thing goes and there's smoke,
yeah.
and you can see it.
And the guys I work next to them, they're like a bull in a China factory, a China shop. They go up there and they're moving everything around, thrashing and explosions. Stay away from me.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want
probably the ones that have only been on the job for like a year or two. Yeah.
to. No.
Really, it's people they get arrogant and just start.
Arrogant, seasoned, even seasoned old old timers who I don't know how they lasted that long doing the shenanigans. When I was learning, first of all, when I started with Con Edison, I started in the underground electric and gas, and I did that 2.5 years. So that means jackhammer, shovel, and this and that. My Jewish mother said one day, Jewish boys don't dig ditches. So okay, so I got a transfer and I switched into the overhead department, not knowing I was going to climb. I wanted to be like the truck driver. I want to be the guy to hand you all the tools. And then 6 months after that, they said, okay, you're going to school next month. And then a month later, now I'm climbing 45-foot poles. They said, go. First time I climbed, they said, one of the guys went up there and he told me to go up. Wait, I had to go up and do something. And then this other guy was going to come and help me. When I got up there, I couldn't even help him. I was shaking so much. Because
Wow.
all you got is these little spikes in the pole and a belt and clear sailing. Yeah. And, but I ended up climbing for 7 years, total climb every day, at least 4 hours a day in the hooks on a pole. And when it's time for a break, it takes too much work to come back down. So it was just find a comfortable place, hang out. They send up a cup of coffee, always had a cigarette, hang out. That was the morning. Afternoon, we had a little bit stronger beverages. And I started out, if you didn't drink, nobody trusted you.
Wow.
Yeah. One thing I never could do was smoke pot. I would never do that. I get too paranoid up there. But drink, everybody drank.
Well, alcohol was so the normal thing to do. It was widely accepted, less demonized than marijuana, the devil's whatever, the gateway drug. All the stuff.
Sometimes it makes people more brave.
The alcohol, yeah. Oh, sure,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure. Because your
yeah.
reckless abandon kicks in. Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a little chuckle of a story. But I have nightmare stories and the other good ones. Other good ones. A good camaraderie. Work with a bunch of guys, crazy guys. And at one point in my later part of my career, they asked me if I wanted to go into management. Go into management, be a foreman. And I looked at him and said,
Everybody hates you. Your friends are no longer your friends. They're now your
no, no,
subordinates.
no. I said, I know all these guys' MO. I don't want to be their boss. They wouldn't respect me, treat me like shit, I don't want to do that. No, I'll stay over here. Well, I don't want that responsibility. But
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah. And my brother, it's like one time it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. He calls me from California. I'm sitting there on a job by myself. A tree came down, knocked the wire down to a house, snow, ice, and I have a migraine headache. It was killing me, killing me. I'm sitting there, and my brother calls me, and I'm talking with him, and I'm suffering. I don't know how I'm going to do this. My head is pounding, pounding. But after I finished talking with him, and the other guy's finished, now I can start working. When I got into the headache was gone. There was no headache. I got to do what I got to do. I don't have time for a headache. I
That's
don't have time
Mom,
for this.
she calls that Broadway discipline. Like the curtain goes up at 8, and then whatever you've got going on, you leave at the door. Right?
The show, the show
Sure,
is on.
show must go on. That's right. No, I mean she'd come off stage. One time she came off stage, she had a scar on her shin from this particular incident. And the stage manager said, "Paulette, you're bleeding." And she said, "I am." And look down. She gashed herself somehow. Didn't even notice. So they
Wow. Yeah.
patched her up, and I guess she went back on and for her whatever. But
But
yeah,
I,
when you
I,
focus
I,
like that, it doesn't.
I got to share an incident that happened to my brother one time. It was a long time ago. He was speaking somewhere in LA, I think it was. But after he finished talking, he turned around and stepped. He went off the stage and messed his knee up. They took him to the emergency room and they said, "Oh, you have insurance." He didn't have insurance. Well, we'll give him to this guy, give him a Band-Aid, And my brother called my mom, and she knew everybody. He had the top surgeon in the area working on him because everybody they knew people that if you don't do this right, this is a big lawsuit,
Yeah,
big lawsuit. And so at at the start of his injury at the hospital, they're like, you don't have any money. We don't, you go over to that room, da da da. But if you who you know and what you know, and the rest is history. He recovered from that really good.
yeah, man. Who makes a big difference. And then whether they're willing to blow a favor on you is another that you got to get past that one.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's more of a Hollywood thing,
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Than
yeah, yeah.
when people are in physical distress and it's an emergency like that, it's people tend not to pull the Hollywood rule and be like, "Well, what's in it for me?" Like, no, my God, don't do
Hell no, hell
it.
no.
Yeah, well,
Oh well, oh well.
I'm glad he got the good care that he needed because we need
Yeah,
him. We need
we
you
sh-
guys. We need
yeah,
you, Liptons.
we're-
We do.
you do. It's a family affair.
I think
Um,
so.
But my wife Cindy, she does the all the mailings. So if they get an order and she sends out the books and the videos and all that, and then he has a lawyer that works in his office, and you have another girl that does the all the media. Alex does all his videos stuff, media, video, YouTube stuff, and so it's a nice community.
It's
It,
nice to have a team.
Margaret went and bought
That's, that's my team.
everybody. There you go. Margaret went for Christmas and bought everybody in the family and the workers matching Christmas pajamas.
That's so cool. Are you guys gonna have pajama party?
We're gonna have a live stream, or I don't know, live stream or a video party. We'll all get together. I don't know how that's gonna
Yeah,
work.
but is everybody gonna wear their pajamas? That has to
Yeah, oh,
be
yeah, that's the whole
okay.
point.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say that if that's not the whole point, I'm not. That I don't understand.
That's the whole. No, that's the whole point.
That's
They have a Christmas party. I think it's going to be partly video, but I don't know how that works. I didn't get any bonuses from my brother. Everybody got bonus checks, and I get nothing. Imagine that.
that's because I don't know, familiarity. I don't know. You're just this kid. Lumpy, lumpy
Yeah,
Lipton gets
yeah,
lumps for Christmas.
yeah.
Maybe he'll give you some charcoal.
I'm gonna give it.
Robert,
I'm giving him charcoal.
are you? How
Yeah.
many lumps, little lumpy? Little
All of them.
lumpies. Little
All of them.
lumpies in a box just for
Yeah.
Bruce.
Right.
You're fabulous. Sure he'd figure
uh,
out a way to turn it into diamonds and be grateful for it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Transmuting. Dr. Bruce Lipton, transmuter of
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah. When I'm going to his conference, Alex and I are going to his conference in January in San Diego, and when it's nice because when I hang out with him when he's at a conference, I when he's doing finished with his conference, I go up and get his briefcase or his satchel that he has his laptop and everything in, and then I sit back or stand back and watch everybody surround him and admire my brother being surrounded, and that's when I share my brother with the world.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
That's one of the first things you told me. I
yeah,
remember you saying that to me, how you enjoyed watching him be surrounded by the people
yeah,
who appreciate his everything.
yeah. We had such fun growing up. He was so uh, ingenuity with everything. We would you make a miniature golf course in our backyard using hoses and make things to hit the ball through. We
Are you
had
serious?
yeah, and then we had in our basement and Halloween house.
Yeah.
We would take like whatever was in the old house. We would make it so you'd have to crawl through this maze. And he and his friend, like when you were crawling and then like you go a few feet and then it opens up a little and you make some little scary thing. You go a little more on the left, something scary. So what happened was I went through and you get to a point where one of them whacks you in the butt with a paddle or something. And so what happened? They, Everybody left. Bruce and my brother's friend were there. They didn't know that I snuck in the corner of the dark basement. So when it was all over, they left up and everything, and I jumped out. It almost wrecked the place getting out of there.
Well, turnabout's fair play, right?
Yeah, here, this is a good one. My brother, hey Davey, and I'm 5 years younger than him. Come here, come here, come here. He and his friend are standing there, Tony. Here, there's a wire hanging from the ceiling. Here, touch this. How do I know? Arian shaking. I guess that's my start to being a lineman. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, what is he trying to electrocute you just for
Yeah,
poops and giggles? Like, what's that
yeah.
about?
And then the last one, he says that he puts a hammer in my hand. He takes me over. There's a vise in the corner of the basement, and it says hit this nail with the hammer. And I did. It was a 20 blank 22 at the other end of it. So the next thing you know, I didn't hear. All I heard was. Beep. So I think that's why I have tinnitus because of my brother.
Are you serious? I have tinnitus because of my birds
Yeah.
screaming in my ears, especially when I do dishes. The two
Yeah.
younger ones, I'll keep them on either shoulder. Clearly, this
Yeah.
is this is birds. Anybody, if you see people walking around like with t-shirts like this, you can guarantee that they have birds.
Huh? Really?
Pretty sure. Yeah, that's a telltale. It's definitely a tell.
Nice. You
Swiss
put him.
cheese squirrel.
You put a cover over him at night when he sleeps. Is
The
that what?
little one likes the cover. The others just sort of get on their T perches and turn their heads around and put their heads between their wings. They each have their own little perches that they
Nice.
snuggle up. They've been like that, just sort of sleeping in the open with me for
Nice.
years. Like I don't know how they would feel about getting put in a cage for sleep time. I'm sure they'd get used to it. I mean, routine, 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 right?
Yeah.
Till you break it.
Yeah. He used to. We used to operate on my sister's dolls and remove the voice box.
Are you
And these
serious?
they were the really expensive dolls with it, and we would operate. I would be the assistant, of course. He had the scalpel, the little Mattel doctor kit or whatever the heck they had back then. We removed the voice box from the doll. Oh, my sister would be so pissed.
I'm sure. Well, how were your parents not pissed? Didn't they spend their money to get it?
Yeah.
How did you not get in trouble with them?
Yeah. If it got back to
I'm the
them, yeah.
only child. I didn't. If it got back, how does it not get back to them? How do you bribe your sister to shut up? They
Well,
don't know.
my father worked 16 hours a day,
Oh God, that's a lot.
and he was a heavy drinker. Poor guy. But
My dad was a drinker as well. That's what killed him.
he had some great stories. My father was born in Russia in 1908,
Hmm.
and in 1918, I mean, he's 10 years old. He worked for the secret police,
Sounds
and
about
what he did was his job was to go out underneath the truck engines. He would have to put coals to keep the engine warm so they could start the trucks in the morning, and they would give him a food ration, and that's how you get food. You would get a food ration, or you had nothing. So he took the food ration one day to the store, got the food. The guy forgot to take his ticket. He came back later, got some more food, and when he went to give the ticket, the guy showed up and saw him and they chased him. They were going to kill him.
Yeah,
You're,
they
steal,
killed for a lot
you're,
less than that back in
you're
those days.
stealing food
Yeah, that's
in a famine.
yeah. You don't do that.
And he had family that were able to get him out of Russia. He went through Moscow during the program.
Hmm.
He saw the Cossacks on horses cutting people down. He went through that.
That my grandfather was spared that. He was sent to America because he was reading democratic literature to the probably your parents, and so
Yeah,
yeah, he was the eldest and he was supposed to be a rabbi because in the family the eldest male is a rabbi. That's what you do. Well, he
yeah.
was atheist. His father knew it. My great grandfather knew it. My great grandfather said to my grandfather, I know you're an atheist. If your mom finds out, it'll kill her. You're reading democratic information to the illiterate. The Cossacks will kill you.
Yeah.
You
Holy
have to
shit.
go. You're right. No, because they were also landowners and owned a certain amount of silver because my family somehow worked for some rich Russian something. Like they
Yeah,
were the servants, maybe, but
yeah.
the upper echelon servant who were allowed to own a couple little things here and there. Well,
Right.
my grandfather Sam and his little sister Esther were put on a boat. My great grandfather took them to England, put them on a boat, sent them to America. My grandfather didn't understand that he was being saved. He thought he was being kicked out of the family and that he was in trouble because I guess the delivery from my great grandfather was more like, you're in trouble. And if you're like,
Yeah.
so that wasn't a very loving delivery. So you can understand why he felt like he was rejected. Like, I think he understood overall that he was saved by that action. But, you know, come to find out a few years later, his younger brother somehow got out. His name was Saul, my mom's favorite uncle, Uncle Saul. Um,
Right.
I remember him from when I was little, but Saul got out after and came and said that their father, who was too ill to dig his own grave, was picked up and brought out and had the rest of the siblings dig the grave, and they had to watch the Cossacks shoot my great grandfather into his grave, and then they got shot into. That's what happened to my family who didn't make it out. So three made it out, and then the next
Yeah.
three went to Israel. So four made it out. Had he not made it out, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
Right. Right.
like like you too, you wouldn't be here either if your dad hadn't come over here with your mom. Pretty
No,
sure.
no, no. Where did they end up when they came here? New York?
Brooklyn.
All right.
Brooklyn. And then my grandfather was joined the army here and was naturalized as an American because of his service. Then he married my French grandma. They met at a school where you were taught English. Um,
Right.
I want to say it's called the Rand School. maybe,
Okay.
if memory serves. Yeah, so I mean, my grandfather's little sister Esther, she knit stuff by hand. Oh, I actually I won't get it, but I do. I have my mom's baby sweater that was knit.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have a couple little things. I have the first little lock of hair that my grandma cut of my mom's.
You got to
And
frame it.
well, I kind of did something that might be considered creepy by some. But after, like, right before they took my mom's body, I cut her ponytail off and I put it with the rest of her hair that my grandma, like, so the first and last hair is together in the other room with the baby
That's
shoes.
that's perfect.
That's what I thought.
That's perfect.
Some people don't like it. They're like, "You really? Have you?" It's like, your problem, not mine.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Glad I don't
My
make a wig out of it for you. Shut up.
yeah. My father made it to. He ended up in Harlem,
Mm,
uh, and he there was, I don't know if there had to be relatives that had a store that he was able to work at to earn,
yeah.
and when he got to America and he found out he could work and they pay you, no
Oh, what
wonder
a
he,
crazy idea, right? No wonder
yeah,
everybody wants to come to America because where
yeah.
you lived, you worked and they beat you. And maybe,
By the time he was 18, he'd saved enough money to open his own store on Broadway in Harlem.
wow, what store was it?
I don't know, some bodega up there. That's when the whole area was mostly Jews, Russian Jews,
Yeah,
European
well,
Jews.
what's I'm asking because my grandfather opened, and I have pictures of this stuff, and I actually have a vase in my living room rather, that was in the window of his. He had a little luncheonette, and he named it after my mom. He called it Pauletti's, and
Nice,
she used to work there when she was a teenager. She would work to make money because he couldn't afford to just give her horseback riding lessons, so she would work at
right?
the store and save up her money and get her little jodhpurs and go get her little horseback riding lessons when she was and paid for herself. She graduated high school at 15 and a half, so there was time, where she was working and was still a minor and was just
Yeah.
going to acting classes and whatever it is she was doing,
Is he's telling me a story that it was like the 30s. He has this store, and the mob wanted him to hire, one of their people to work for him, and they were going to protect him. My father said, "This is a family thing. We're got making ends meet here." They came back and told him, "You got to hire somebody now. You don't hire somebody, we're going to put a bomb in your store." They did come back and they put a bomb in his store, put him out of work for like 2 weeks, out of business for like 2 weeks. He put it back together. The next time they came around and said they got to hire a guy, we're going to put a bomb in the store. My father said, "Okay." He paid the mob guy to throw the bomb in his competitor's store. He put this competitor out of business. He hired the mob guy in the winter. His job, you stand outside and open the door for the people, don't come in. And the guy quit in a couple of weeks.
There you go.
So,
You can be my greeter. You'll be the hostess.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But he had a way, boy, oh boy. He
Yeah,
had a way.
you have to. I mean, no wonder he drank. Like, geez, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
The sad thing was he worked so hard all his life, so hard that when he finally retired, it's time you had to. He couldn't do it anymore. None of us wanted or could do it, and he lasted little bit more than a year. He had nothing. He had he had everything, but he had nothing to keep him going. That his routine is gone, and it was so sad. And the thing is like when I retired, I have the rest of my life. I'm I had an uncle. My mom died at 94. My uncle 94. And when I was like 70, I started. Geez, 95. I only got like 20 years left to live here. This is what this is like, and I carried that around for me a while. Jeez, that's not that much time. And then I started saying, wait, I'm going to be 115. So I had a few years of my life, and I'm happier again.
There you go. There you go. We were just add a couple.
Yeah.
our bodies are made to last a lot longer, and I don't.
Holy mackerel. Yes, they are.
So now we're in your brother's area, but yeah, our bodies are made to
Yes.
last a whole lot longer than and I think I heard somebody say if you can get past the first 100 years, that's something. It's the
Yeah.
100 year mark that kind of screws things up, and I don't know if it's a mental idea that is so embedded in our consciousness societally that oh well you get old and then nobody ever lives past 100. Like what? Who said that?
That's a good part of it. That's a
Who
good part
said
of it.
that? Like what? And
Right?
why? Whose story is that? And why do you automatically just believe it? Because I see it happening around me. Well, maybe because all of them took the bait and believe it. Like what you believe is what's going to happen. So if you say 115, enjoy, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I'm having a good time. I love life.
I do too. I'm happier now. Like I'm going to be 60 years old. I remember when I was little, I couldn't even wrap my mind around the idea of being 50 years old. That was
Yeah.
so foreign and strange to me. you
I'm
know,
75.
you're just a
And
chicken.
yeah. Hell yeah. I tell everybody all my scars are in the inside from all the shit that I did.
I
No.
think most people's scars are on the inside and how much they are able to transmute the things that cause the scars into things that have helped get
Yeah.
you to where you are now. I completely attribute where I am now to everything that's gone before, accumulating into what I am right this minute with the knowledge
Yeah.
and the information and the
Yeah.
experience. And that's just expanding by the second.
Yeah.
It's
I
fun.
got, I had injured my back at work and got caught up with the whole opiate crisis. And I was a prescription drug addict.
Oh my God, thank you for not deading yourself. So were you on the oxy? Just like that. I watched
No,
that
no, no.
video.
I did oxycodone, not
Not Oxycontin.
oxycontin. They're
Contin. Yeah, that's the
content.
bad. The codone's bad enough, but at least the
Yeah.
oxycodone has the Tylenol in it to make it like so that if you take too
They're
much, you start
they're
puking.
they're both very addictive, and either way you look at it. And both and I and the doctor, oh, give me more, and thank God my wife was a detox nurse, and you know the family when you're like that you miss parts of your life for sure. And my wife being a detox nurse, she was able to get whatever appropriate medicines was to get me to off of it. It was like 4 days I stayed in my bedroom and I wouldn't leave the bedroom. And I was like a junkie, like a
Yeah,
junkie.
I
But
hurt
so what?
myself and they put me on something called Soma. Like,
Oh,
and
I
I was
was yeah, been there, done that.
I love the Soma. Well, and here's something really, really weird. Like, and I know this is like personal and a little weird, but like I'll say it anyway. My daughter walked up to me um because I breastfed her like kind of like a long time. And I said, look, and of course, in my house, Lady Leanne, what do we call it? Titty. You want some titty? Here. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But so she says to me, I said, we're gonna wean you. We have like this is ridiculous. Like it's gotta stop. Like,
Yeah.
right. And so she said, but I'm afraid. I said, afraid of what? She said, I'm afraid that I'm gonna try to come nurse and you're going to take it away from me and get upset like she
Put
had
a put a stigma on it.
well no she had a precognitive issue. And it's funny
Oh,
now that
okay.
I'm getting a crazy ringing in my ear now that I'm telling this story that just started. Now it went away. So weird. So, or maybe not, who knows. So I'm in the backyard. I'm trying to get rid of this piece of concrete. And I needed to brace myself on something. So I put my butt on a folding chair, thinking that would be enough to just hold my weight while I yanked. The thing gave. I yanked as hard as I could. I fell on my ass, and whatever happened, it compressed here. So
Ooh.
I woke up the next morning and thought, here, let me turn my head. And as soon as I thought and started to turn my head, it felt like somebody was stabbing me. I thought, oh, fuck, this is something's really bad. So I went to the chiropractor. She couldn't move me. Then I went to the taekwondo studio and waited for class to be done and was looking
Right.
at my friend Hayden. And like, he actually walked off the mat. He's like, something's wrong. What's wrong with you? What happened? Because the look on my face, I said, my neck, there's something really fucked up. So between he and my friend Jenny, who's a GP, they put me on Soma to do a beta blocker so that the pain, but like, what can you not do if you're on Soma? So I go home, I put the Soma in my mouth, and I haven't started the weaning process. The kid comes and sits on my lap, tries to latch on, and I yank my tit away and go, no, like that. And there's weeks between the time she told me she was afraid and then we set a date and then this happened to my neck. Like, so the universe was like, she knew exactly what
Oh,
was about. So tuned in. So
yeah,
tuned,
yeah, yeah. Very mindful.
still
You
very
did
tuned
that.
in. Yeah, she's still very tuned in. She knew. Like
Yeah.
I've had things like that where I've been in a half sleep and heard things in my head and then gone to a group setting the next day and heard like word for word what I had heard in my head the night before. Very weird. But I think it's normal. I think this precognition stuff is normal. It's not we're all psychic by nature. I keep
Yeah.
saying, you know,
Yeah.
and like I get pushback sometimes, like when I make my snarky comments. Maybe I should refrain from the snark being included. I might do better. Um, but
Yeah,
I
but
get
nah, you
reactions.
lose your persona by doing that.
Yeah, but some I don't know. My persona I feel like is like in my song, the ego is the servant. Like at what point does when my persona takes over and like is running amok a little bit. And it happens when I watch these videos when Ross Coulthart is asking questions to people who say they don't know but refuses to talk to Dr. Greer on News Nation. Well, I'm listening to his book. Like he went off Stephen Greer when Stephen Greer claimed that they tried to kill him with the frequential weapons and Sherry Adamack and her cancer and the frequencies and the this and that and like nobody can prove that. It's like, oh God, well that's the whole problem is that nobody can prove what you can't see and this rogue government is working with all the things you can't see because that's what the non-human intelligence works with because it works through consciousness in the quantum field, which is
That's
nothing
their
that
that's
it's
their MO.
right. It's their currency. It's how they operate. So the fact that we're psychic beings and then this whole junk DNA, it's of course we were created by creatures and beings who use this other modus operandi and we've got access to it, except that something decided to, pardon the French, cock block that information and keep us, you know, sometimes I got to ask, is the human race owned by some non-human intelligence? Are we all just slaves and don't know it?
All the above.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was sort of rhetorical, but when people, you got to change the vocabulary that's being used to describe what's going on if you really want an accurate definition of what's happening. I feel like the vocabulary that's used is, weaponized. It's hard to say that because it's used so frequently. The word, oh, they're weaponizing this and they're weaponizing that. But they weaponize vocabulary to keep us caught, stuck, scared, angry, hangry, supersizing, unhealthy. And it's so big, and people get so tired. And I think people just want meat and potatoes and just want to be told, okay, stop telling me all this stuff. Just tell me what to do, which is also the problem. It's like we're not supposed to be waiting for somebody to tell us what to do.
Right.
You're supposed to know what to do. That's a problem.
Right.
you know and then there are these religious people that start talking about the fallen angels this and the fallen angels that and the temporal wars. It's like, well, okay, again, vocabulary. There are people who are not religious who don't want to hear about fallen angels.
Hmm.
But if you want to call the fallen angels an change that term for deep state, shadow government. That works.
Yeah. Should we?
You know,
Should
it's just a matter of preference. But then maybe sometimes preference needs to get shoved aside and just get the mean. Stop misconstruing the information.
stop
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 perverting the information.
stop
Stop.
tiptoeing around it?
Everybody's Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
No, shut up. Stop tiptoeing through your two lips and through my two lips. Or
Oh,
Denise, she's back. She left and she's back. I love
hey.
this lady. I've never met her. I have no idea what she looks like, where she's from. I mean, I suppose I could peruse the Facebook a little better. Like, I don't know anything about Denise except that she's always been so kind to me. Um, and
Nice.
yeah, like on panels, like years ago. I think when I was on Watchers Talk, that's where I probably first met Denise. Is that Watchers Talk? Was that it? I think so. I think so. Was that your engine?
I shut it off.
Oh, I heard somebody just turn an engine on.
I shut mine off.
From Long Island. She's from Long Island. All right. Do you talk like
Yeah.
this? Do you talk like this, Denise? My whole family, they're from Forest Hills. And I have friends in Shinnecock.
Long
Anyway,
Island.
thank you.
Long Island people used to say that Westchester was upstate.
It is. Did you have a house upstate in Putnam
No,
Valley? It's an hour
that's
out of the
downstate to me. That was always downstate to me.
look, Rhinebeck.
It's a
That's
suburb. I didn't consider a suburb of New
Oneonta.
York.
Oneonta. That's upstate.
Mm.
Rochester's upstate.
Yep.
Albany, right?
Yep.
That
Yep. Catskills.
Ithaca, upstate. And there's the Catskills. That's right. That's for bad
Kingston. That's a
Kingston.
nice.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I had we had a trailer, a mobile trailer that was parked there that we would uh, go on weekends. Just go up there and be away from home and have our own little secluded. We had a phone hookup, water, everything. So it was like a separate home. It was tax deductible too, the way you
Cool.
arrange it. But we had to get rid of that. We wanted. I drove across country 3 times with a 30 my truck, 20 big Dodge truck, and a 32-foot camper.
Oh my God.
We drove from New York to Santa Cruz to hang out with my brother, and then back. And then when we moved out to California, we drove out. My wife couldn't take the what was it, like 6% downgrade for 10 miles. Just she couldn't take all that long downhill with but so that was kind of like the end of our camping. But uh I had great time camping, great time. And
Yeah.
especially in the really nice area. We go to what was it, Kingston Fair? What was the fair up there? There's a fair up there in the summer. They had big fair and car shows. That was my thing.
Yeah, see, my friend Sam Oliverio, his dad, Sam Oliverio Sr., he was in politics. And they were both in the army. Sam used to get abducted when he was little, and he'd end up in his bed with like leaves and twigs, and his parents would get really pissed off, and he'd be like, "I can't, they took me." Like, right? Oh, please. He's actually featured in a book, like where this woman was doing stuff about the Hudson Valley and abductions and experiences up there, and she dedicated.
There's a lot there.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure I experienced something and I've suppressed it. It wouldn't surprise me. I spent from 1968 to 1986 going back and forth from that place.
I think it was out at about 84. We saw one that was flying over. It came across like across 684, right across towards
Was it
Indian Point.
triangular?
They tried to say it was the little ultralights, the little helicopters. Everybody was flying in formation. But
I
when
have another friend who went out on his porch and saw probably right around the same time. It was in the
yeah,
80s. He said his
yeah,
parents like were on the chair. They're going, "Dad, Mom, Dad, Mom." Dad and Mom are just like catatonic. And he and his twin brother, and I think the little brother Andy, went out and saw. They said it was triangular. They said that there were lights at the bottom that were changing colors. Red lights. It was red to blue to.
Yep.
I'm gonna get it wrong because I wasn't there. Like I really shouldn't.
Any idea how big they said it was?
Size of a football field.
Yeah. Yeah. And quiet.
And quiet. Yes.
And quiet.
And
And just
yeah,
just
yeah, just gliding through the air, like
yeah,
weird,
they
and not
there's
very high up either. So he was there for that. I've got Sam. Then I've got my friend Ravenna, who doesn't like to talk about this kind of stuff because I think she's had experiences but hasn't reckoned with it yet. So I don't know, man. Uh-oh. What happened? I can't hear you. I don't know if anybody else can hear you. No. Can you guys hear David? Oh, there
I'm
you are.
back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Oh, he was on the phone. He got another phone call. That's what I
Honey
just
bunch.
remember. I need Honey Bunch is wondering what the f you're doing. Where you went out for
No,
you went out for bagels and then never came back.
yeah.
I'm just gonna get a pack of cigarettes. I'll be right back,
Uh,
honey.
uh, uh, I have to pick something else up at the store.
Well, now you've got ground meat and then what? But it's good because now that we're yakking, you don't have to go back to the store because you already left because you haven't done
Right.
any of it
Right.
yet.
And I told her it was on a podcast, and she said, "Great." So
Oh,
it's all good.
wonderful. It's like
Yay.
2 hours and 22 minutes later. Oh my God.
nah.
No, we're just going to talk for 24 hours. Happy solstice, everybody. By the way,
Yay. Yes.
guess
Blessings.
what that means? The days are getting longer.
Every second.
Lily likes that.
I do too.
I love the 21st because that. And then when I woke up this morning and saw snow over everything, which is now
Mm,
melted, that's good because now
yeah.
I don't have to clean my windshield.
Right.
I actually have one of those. I have a brush and a little tiny squeegee
You you
thing.
park on the street?
I do
Or
right
no?
in front of my building.
Oh, cool.
And then I sit in my car twice a week to avoid the street cleaning tickets, and it's just like that. And I
I
turn the
I
engine
saw
on.
that.
I turn the engine on so that I don't have problems like I did last year. I didn't know, such a girl. I didn't know that oil and gas and all that kind of like evaporate if you don't turn your car on, and the battery will just die if you don't turn your car on. So now I know. I turn my car on and let it run for like an hour, 15 minutes to an
You
hour.
mean just sitting there?
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying? Just
Yeah, I
sitting
just
there?
sat there and sat there for. I didn't think to turn it on. I just went and sat in the dead car, like not realizing it was. Then I blamed the rats because I was sure it was the rats, and it wasn't the rats. It was this
Well,
rat being a dumbass.
what was going on with your car?
Well, I had put a brand new like marine battery in it, like really
Okay.
right, nice battery.
Yeah.
I got a new
Yeah.
alternator for the car, and then it was running really, really nicely. And then I just kind of had to deal with the muffler, like, and I hesitated, but then that resolved itself. But so the car wouldn't start, and I didn't know what was wrong. So I got a jump, and then it started, and I got it to the garage, and they couldn't figure it out. And then finally, my friend, the one who had the sighting up, had come down here with his sister. Um, and at the garage, they couldn't figure it out. So it wouldn't turn back on. They thought for sure it was the gas pump. Well, it turned out that it was low on oil because that had evaporated. And my particular
I never heard of that.
I never heard of that either, but there was no leaking or anything. Maybe it was just low on oil the whole time and I didn't know it because, girl, don't. My husband used to do all that stuff. Like I'd be sleeping, and the next thing you know, my engine's full, my car's clean. Like you guys are good for that kind of stuff, you know.
Sounds like me.
Right. But see, now I'm in New York and I have no honey, but I've got a porter, so I don't have to deal with trash. Just put that out the
Yeah.
back. It's like,
Right.
but you know, it's when you live with somebody who's taken that responsibility, you sometimes don't think to do these things. Like it's just some magic that happens. The cars don't need any kind of attention. Girls do that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very Texas thing to say, but we do.
You
We
don't realize how important it is until you don't have it.
Right. Well, now I know. And so now I always check the oil when the engine's cold. I know not to open the little water thing until, after you run. You have to do everything yourself too. And you're in Long Island. So pretty much chances are you're in a single family house and have to took the trash out and all that. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was my life back in Los Angeles. Here, not so
Okay.
much.
Yeah. Were you
Here,
here for the earthquake, the big one?
I was in LA, yeah, the big one. I thought that the ETs had landed. Like that's what I thought because the transformers were popping. So I was seeing these big bright lights and hearing crackling and the bright lights and all the car alarms going off. I thought it was a spaceship landing. Like, and the thing, see, this is again, Denise has heard me say this at least 12 times now, you poor thing. Um that's right. That's the bad part about following Leanne. She says the same thing a lot. Um but the idea that somebody who's not into sci-fi, somebody who's not into ufology, somebody who is into trying to get acting jobs and just get through the day without having a fucking panic attack, or you know, having my kids drive me so crazy that I lose control and get mad, like all that, right? Like, so I'm not thinking UFOs, Mount Shasta, none of that. It's not in my head.
Hmm.
Why the would the first thing I think when I see the flashing light like that be it's the spaceships, they're here? Why would I feel that? Why? Like, I don't think it's just it's something that I was remembering traumatic from something is my absolute, I'm pretty sure. Because there's
Ba-
no reason, if your subconscious is what kicks in when you're in that kind of state, why would that be the first thing I say?
it's in the back of your mind.
But why? I'm not watching sci-fi. It was before the movie Independence Day came out.
Yeah, yeah. That's
As a
probably
matter
a
of
true.
fact, I think I don't know if they were my friend Mia was visiting me at the time, and I know one of the times she came to visit, we went to visit Dean on set down when they were shooting down in Mar Vista on
Okay.
location. You know, but I've known Dean since 1987.
There you go. Nice.
So like it can't be because Dean was making that movie. It hadn't been made yet, I don't think, at the Northridge. When did Independence Day come out? It was in the 90s, right? It's like, hi, Leanne, you have a cell phone with Google right in front of you. Hello.
I don't want to. I don't want to touch my phone. I'll lose this.
No, it's okay. Independence Day release date. July 3rd, 1996.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, that earthquake was in 1994. It was before the movie was made. It was before they were even shooting it. So, it can't be that.
Right? Oh well. As I
Whatever.
think.
So, yeah, I was there. I was there, and it
Yeah.
was freaky.
Well,
I lived in
Hollywood. Hollywood is on the black budget list.
Well, see, and that's it. Like, and here's the thing: the exopolitics. Michael Sala was interviewing a guy named uh, David Sean David Morton. Sean David, is that his name? Google Sean Patrick Morton. Yeah, no. Anyway, whatever. He was interviewing the guy on one of his exopolitics, and he started talking about Dean, and he started talking about how he was on the set and how he was at Area 51 and how he was hanging out with the special effects guys because either he was a special effects guy or the special effects company was owned by a friend, so he was on the set. And then he started talking about how uh, one time that Dean stood up in front of an audience at a Comic-Con and read out loud a letter that the military had written to him, uh, uh, specifying what he could and could not say in his script. And I'm going, okay, let me ask a question here. If Hollywood is controlled by the deep state, why the hell would a director producer who owns a big huge movie like Independence Day go in front of his Comic-Con audience and whistle blow? That doesn't make sense. So I went back to Dean and I asked him, and I save everything, it's all in writing. I said, Dean, who's Sean David Patrick Morton, whatever the frick this guy's name is? He said, I'd never heard of the guy. I said, well, he claimed this, that, and the other. And I had taken a video screenshot and I sent it to Dean in a private conversation on Facebook. Then he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea what this is all about.
Right.
So I went back to Michael Sala and Alex Collier and I was like, what is this going on? Like, I know my friend, I don't like what this guy's saying. So Alex Collier and Michael Sala decided that maybe it was too dangerous for my friend Dean to admit anything publicly. Because if he did, then he'd get in trouble. Well,
Hell yeah.
but that doesn't make sense if Sean Patrick, Dean Morton, Stanton, Donahoe the third, fifth junior is telling Michael Sala that Dean's reading a letter out loud. That completely contradicts itself. So if it's dangerous, why is he reading a letter out loud?
Where did mind games?
So, mind you, this guest, David Patrick Morton Stanton Jr., the third senior, is also, if you look him up online, somebody who has been prosecuted for embezzling six figures here and there for people. Like, so why the does anybody believe a word he says if he's stolen that much money from people? You know? And then the weirdest part is his vocal quality is very much like this character Gene Decode showed up after David Patrick Morton Stanley Jr., the third senior, did his thing. He never came back as a guest on Exopolitics. But this Gene Decode showed up. Sounds just like the triple name dude.
Mm.
So I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then this is where people lose what's the word? Not respect, maybe respect. They don't believe anything that any of Michael Sala's guests say because of the two guests that are maybe.
Skeptic.
And then so any truth, any babies get tossed out with all the bathwater and I don't know. But Michael Sala is another one. Just like Alan Steinfeld, Michael Sala lost his job because he started talking at university about UFO and ufology, and they told him, university professors don't talk about things like this or study things like this. So, bye.
They're
So he lost.
controlling they're controlling the narrative.
So this is why it's hard then, like Michael Sala, like what happened to him and the things that he's into, and this Army insider, JP, who keeps wearing a helmet and he won't show his face. Like, so now I have friends that go, it's like, so he's interviewing Ant-Man. That's great. I don't know. Like, people just have to be mean and say snarky things, me included. Because when I hear Ross Coulthart start asking people questions who clearly don't know what they're talking about, and
Right.
Stephen Greer does know what he's talking about, and Ross Coulthart's off Stephen Greer because Stephen claimed to have been given cancer by the cabal through the fucking frequency. Like, I'm just, yeah, they have those weapons. They have stuff like that. They can do that. It is so insidious.
My brother told me one time, it was in the late 80s, he's doing a conference. When he's finished the conference, he's at this table signing everybody's books. And they come forward signing books. And he said all of a sudden this big, tall guy in a black suit, black glasses, asked if he could talk to him for a minute. So Bruce and him went into another room and they sat down. And the guy was kind of like picking my brother's brain a little bit. And then he asked my brother, what would you think? How would you think the population would take it if they knew there were aliens?
Okay, and then I have when I turn my Samsung TVs, like I don't know like what kind of TV everybody has, but Samsung
Yeah.
Network. channel 3050 is Alien Nation. And then by Dust, it's like it's some kind of menu item. Like, I don't know, but
Right.
whatever. So Dust, I guess, is the owner of the channel Alien Nation on the Samsung Network. I have that on all the time. And it's my buddy Clive Christopher. He's done 20 docs. They've all been licensed, re-licensed, and licensed again. Now we've got Hulu and Netflix asking for all of the shows and the live streams and this kind of stuff. So what does that tell you when Hulu and Netflix are starting to go after, right? Like
Yeah.
Grizzly with his Bigfoot Outlaws and his actual shows that aren't like the live. He does different stuff. Grizzly does the live stream stuff. Separate from that, he goes out on these shoots with crews and stays on beat. Like, he's got other edited stuff, you
Right.
know. So I'm sure that's what they're looking to buy from him or license from him. But
Right.
this is the fact that more and more networks are starting to air things like this.
Yep.
They don't want another War of the Worlds. Like, if they do have to announce alien presence, and again, it's if you guys aren't going to announce it, then we're going to do it ourselves. So I think if the White House knows what's going on, but they can't tell us, what if the non-human intelligence is going,
They
okay, you know
they don't
what?
know what the White House doesn't know what's going on.
Well,
I don't think they do. I think it's so compartmentalized that even most of the Congress people have a
well,
clue, don't
they're
know shit.
supposed to be in charge of the money. How come they don't know where the money's going? And then the Pentagon, they failed their audit 7 times in a row. 7 times in a row. 10 times. 7.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They control the
So,
narrative. They got the power, but all behind the scenes.
but it's also weird.
What the?
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm just trying to watch this old lady park completely different than everybody else next to me. She come in a little bit more cockeyed. Instead
That's
of this way, she come in.
the
She
fact
parked
that she's
over there.
able to drive and park. Like, got to give her kudos for that.
Yeah, she got here. I hope she can
Exactly.
walk. Uh,
Hopefully, she maneuvers her
oh,
part a little better than the way she maneuvered her car. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I'm a spectator here in the parking lot.
That's okay. That's okay.
I got away from my house, so I don't have to do anything. When I'm home there, sometimes I get a guilty complex that I didn't do anything. But because I'm always doing something, always doing something. Yeah,
Sometimes sitting still is what you're supposed to do.
yeah. I
And
used to take
sometimes doing
took
nothing is doing everything.
like hallucinating. I needed drugs to do it.
Yeah, until you do the Joe Dispenza breathing, and the next thing you know, you squirt a little DMT, and you never want to go back. Oh my God,
Yeah,
that happened
yeah.
to me.
Ooh, ooh.
Oof.
Anyway, well,
All
I
right,
think I gotta go, hon.
I was just gonna say the same. It's time to wrap things up. I have got to eat something.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
see what my parrots are destroying this time. But I'm really grateful that I figured out how to work the comments, how to highlight comments. Got to hang out with my friend. Yay!
Yeah. Hey,
Publicly.
great, great. I'm
I
glad I was able to figure it out how to get to you.
There you yeah, and you're actually it looks you'll go back and see the quality is great right now. So I don't
Yeah, huh.
know.
That's a brand new iPhone. Better be.
Oh, well, okay. Well, maybe
There
next
you,
time we talk, we'll use your iPhone, not the laptop.
I'm absolutely,
All right.
absolutely. So,
Well, thank
look,
you, everybody who decided to spend some linear time listening to us hang out.
uh,
I really appreciate you guys, and a really big giant thank you to Roger Blair and to my friend Weston for hanging in with me for a good hour before David very kindly hopped in to save my ass.
okay,
All right,
sounds
superhero,
sounds good.
go
Take
do some
care,
super
everybody. Take care,
stuff.
Leanne. See you on the
Bye.
web.
Mwah.
Bye.
See you on
Bye.
the
Bye.
flip. Bye, you guys. Keep riding the frequency.
There you go. Come on, end. Without
Bye.
it.
Go away.
Turn me off.
I don't. That's not what you're supposed to ask girls to do. What?
How do I get that? I'm looking to end this. How do I do that?